So this week we're doing something slightly different for our virtual academy. Instead of me presenting a lesson to you, we are setting you a challenge. And that challenge is the PQA Lockdown Monologue Slam. So what is that? Basically, what we want you to do is pick a monologue from the monologues we have posted on the Facebook group, film yourself doing your best performance of that monologue, sending it to us by the 30th of April. Once we've had all the entries in, we will watch them all and we will pick a winner from each colour group, and those winning performances will then go on our YouTube channel. So, how do you get involved? Basically, what you need to do is pick a monologue from the selection that we've posted on the Facebook group. I've put a little bit of colour group guidance on there, so I'm like, these ones would be good for greens, these are kind of good for blue, and these are good for red. However, that is just guidance. You'll see that there's a couple that I've put that this could be a blue or red, or this could be a green or blue. However, if there's a monologue that you really want to do and it's from a different colour group, please feel free. Like I said, they're just guidance. That's also the same for gender. If there's a monologue you really want to do, but they're not the same gender as you, please don't let that put you off. Just do it anyway. You can change your pronouns if that makes you feel more comfortable. Or a lot of them, don't refer to themselves. So why couldn't they be a boy or a girl? So just pick whatever one you like best, really. So once you've picked your monologue, now you need to learn it. And I know that learning lines can be really tricky, so here are my 4 top tips for learning lines. So number 1, I always think it is great to either print it off, write it out, or have it on some sort of like iPad or something that you can highlight. So my first tip would be highlight all the important key moments in the monologue. So for example, if your character is telling a story, you might want to highlight all the different parts of the story. It just helps you very visually see, okay, I talk about that, and then I talk about this, then I talk about this, and I talk about this. And it just helps you remember the flow of the speech, and therefore you'll hopefully be able to remember it faster because you're like, oh yeah, and then I talk about this, then I talk about this, then I talk about this. Number 2, find a way of learning that works for you. Now, we all learn in different ways and we all memorise things in different ways. So, for example, if you're a visual learner, if you learn through just looking at things, I'd suggest using lots of colour, using different fonts and sizes. Maybe you want to mind map the whole thing, just making it really visual so you can remember, like, oh yeah, that orange highlighted bit is these lines, or something like that. If you're maybe a bit more of a learner through listening, which is definitely me, what I like to do is record myself speaking the line, so you can literally read it and speak it into your phone, and then I will listen to it whilst I'm doing other things. So like if I'm washing up, or maybe going for a run, or doing some work, like housework or something, I would just have it playing in my ears over and over and over, until I basically just know it because I've listened to it so much. Or if you're a learner through doing, so if you're a bit more physical as a person, maybe what you want to do is cut up your monologue into sections and stick them around your room or your house, so you physically have to walk from one place to another place to another place, so you can remember, like, oh yes, the first part of my monologue I was reading the bedroom, and it helps you just kind of get those connections in your brain. My top tip number 3 is to read it often. So you have your way of learning it, but also I think it's really key to just keep reading it. So it's not like you're trying to remember it, you're just reading it. And I would suggest reading it just before you go to bed and when you wake up, just so you know you've done it at least twice, and then you can, during the day, spend 5, 10, 15 minutes try and do some memorising using that technique that you found useful. But make sure you're reading it often. You're just coming back and you're reading it. Even if you basically know it, there might be something that you're like, oh wait, I learnt that line wrong. I thought it was this way round, or oh, I've missed this bit out altogether. It just helps you keep going back to the text. So tip number 4 is the most important tip, and that is make sure that you're speaking your monologue out loud, because there is no point you learning it and having it all in your head but you haven't really said it, because when you go to say it, you probably will forget it because you don't have that muscle memory. Your brain hasn't linked what it knows in its head to the fact that it's going to have to say it out loud. So the more you're practicing, the more that actually the muscle memory is going to help you remember stuff, because you'll naturally start speaking your next line because you've done it so often. So now you've learnt your monologue, what you need to do is film it. So you might have a camera and some equipment around, your parents might do, but don't worry if you don't. A phone is usually good enough to film self-tapes. Now, I film all my self-tapes on my phone. I'm filming this on my phone right now, and there is no problems with that. But some of you might not have ever done self-tapes before, so I have 4 top tips for how to ace your self-tape. So tip number 1 is find a good location to film your self-tape. So firstly, the most important thing is lighting. So you want to make sure that you find a place that has good lighting. There's no like weird shadows. We can see you very clearly. It's not like really bright on your face so it washes you all out. So I would suggest maybe finding a room that has like a big window, or a window where you can sit in front of. If there isn't a place in your house that has good lighting, think about maybe grabbing some lamps or something from other rooms and just making that room nice and bright so we can see your face. Also, see if you can find a good plain background. Like, for example, I've got this white wall. Some of you might not, and that is absolutely fine. But if you can find a good plain-ish background, that will really help. Just make sure everyone's focusing on your acting. So tip number 2 is all about camera placement and angle. So firstly, you want to make sure that you're filming in landscape mode. So your phone is like this. We don't want it portrait mode, landscape mode. Also, don't put the camera too far away, because if you're filming on your phone and you're also using that for your sound, you want to make sure that people can hear you. Also, you want to make sure that when you're filming, you're kind of doing it from like your chest up, or maybe your waist up if you've got more kind of action and you need people to see more of you. But you know, you don't have to do a full body shot. Waist up is absolutely fine, because we want to make sure we can see all your facial expressions, and I probably won't be able to see them as clearly if I've got your whole body in shot. Tip number 3 is something very specific for self-tapes, which is think about your eyeline. So this is partly because we need to see your facial expressions, and you don't really need this in theatre when you're on stage because you see a bit more of a 3D person. But when you're doing a self-tape, all you can see is, you know, a 2D flat screen of a person. So if I was doing a monologue and I was talking to someone, I was talking to them over here, you're getting a really odd angle of me, and you can't see all my facial expressions because I've turned my face to the side. So what if your character is talking to a person, or maybe even an imaginary audience? Place that person or audience just by the lens, so we're not looking down the lens, but find a spot on maybe the wall behind the camera or something behind the camera which can be that imaginary audience or imaginary person. So for example, my lens is here, I'm looking right at it, but I've got a plant pot that's just behind it, which I would use as my imaginary audience or my imaginary scene partner. And finally, tip number 4 is take your time. The best thing about self-tapes is that if something goes wrong, then there's no issue. You can just film it again until you're happy with it, until you're like, yes, I remember all the lines, but just take your time. If you've been filming a lot and you're still not happy with it, go take a break, go do something else, and then maybe come back to it in a bit. But yeah, just take your time. There's no rush, because it's just you and the camera. So now you've learnt your monologue and you've filmed it, all you need to do is send it to us. Now, these files will probably be too big to send in an email. So using things like Dropbox and WeTransfer are really good ways of sending them to us. If you need any help with that, please get in touch with myself or Ashley, and we will definitely help you out. And I cannot wait to see all the wonderful work that you do. Bye.